time for new graduates, and understanding various money strategies can significantly impact their financial success in the real world. This morning, I'm joined by Harry Abrahamsen, founder and CEO of Abrahamsen Financial Group, here with money-saving advice for grads. I hope they're taking notes. Good morning to you. Welcome to Houston's Morning Show. Let's get going with those money-saving tips. Where would you suggest they start?
Good morning. Thank you, Melissa. Well, look, it's a new chapter in their life. Understanding money strategies is really important, and building up short-term liquidity is really just as important as well. And managing debt from a cash flow standpoint, it's important to have that, saving habit and stick to it, and not necessarily worry about just a rate of return.
Well, I know especially when you're fresh out of college, retirement is the last thing on your mind, and you might not even be thinking about saving that far in advance for retirement. But how much do you want these young grads to put that in the front of their minds and really be thinking about perhaps starting a retirement account?
Well, it's important, obviously, to put money away and be responsible, but it's also important to understand maybe like where you're putting your money. If you put money into certain things, it may be your 401k, you just have to be careful because you really can't touch that money for a long time. You may need it for something. Maybe you might want to, purchase a home, or you might have an emergency or something like that comes up. So it's important to understand that, maybe you might want to put money away, but you also have to have access to money. Now,
a lot of times employers will help you out no matter what age you are, even fresh out of college. How much would you want them to truly consider that 401k match, and is it worth it that early on in life?
Well, look, a match is a good thing, and I think that if they have the ability to take advantage of it, that's great. But they also have to kind of weigh up where they are in life. Do they want to maybe, buy a home? Do they have proper liquidity? So, of course, if they have that ability to get access to a match, take advantage of it. But also maybe they may want to delay that just for a couple of years to get themselves on their feet, or maybe, find a place to live, or purchase a home or a condo.
As someone graduates from college and they really start to take hold of their own money and decide how they're going to distribute that throughout, not only maybe in this time, but throughout their life, do you have a percentage or a suggestion for them on how much to spend, how much to save, how much to give to others and to charities?
Yeah, well, I mean, just from a general rule, if you want to save money, a good idea, the old adage of 10% really no longer works. If you really want to put money away for the future, I would suggest 15%. And the reason why is because there's a lot of wealth eroding factors that erode your money over time, not just taxes and inflation. And so when you factor in all of the other components, technological change, planned obsolescence, and things like that, you need to make sure that you're putting that money away in the future, because then when you want to access that money, it will provide the same lifestyle that you do have today. And in terms of charity, a number that a lot of people like to use is 10%. For charity, but definitely 15% they can sock away, save it for the future, and then they can kind of spend the rest in terms of their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know in order to save money, you have to make money, and sometimes that's a little hard when you're starting out. I remember just making pennies at my first anchor job and just sort of being able to barely pay month to month, bill to bill. So at what point do you feel like it's time to think about working with someone like you? Do you have to be making a certain amount of money, or can you start that off when you're hardly making anything at all and trying to make ends meet?
I think it's so important. It's a great question. It's so important to work with somebody that you feel comfortable with. A lot of people can go out there and have a conversation. It doesn't cost money to talk to somebody. And I think it's important to do that. I have a lot of people that are retiring or have retired, and I'm now speaking to their children about just some planning and some strategies that they can implement that will have a tremendous impact on their future. So people should go out and speak to people, educate themselves, and and learn.
Maybe have a mentor in your life too, somebody who can keep you on the straight and narrow. Make sure you're doing it right. All right, Harry, thank you for your great advice. I hope this helps a whole lot of people.
Thank you.